at it with another one. An update. Kind of like I said, Jay Rello, he did get caught up again, and looks like he's getting press from the video clip. It showed because the guy found him. And he was talking about he wanted $5,000 USD. You know what I'm saying? United States dollars over the crash. And it's like he said they went to court and the insurance covered it, is paying for it. I think he paid the guy $200 separately, and the guys are there interpreting everything. They sitting up there, kind of somewhat pressing him. He said he'll just go to jail. The guy wants $5,000 US. He don't care about the car being paid for. He wants the money for himself also, because he's not gonna get the money from the insurance. That's to fix the car. You know what I'm saying? So, Jay really should have just left, but it looks like he got away from that. I don't know how, but he did another video being posted, and he did another video posting the club and all that sort of stuff. So, like I was saying, guys, this is just what he does. But at the same time, you guys got to be smart and be careful. I'd tell her out of there, you know what I'm saying? Or just would have been hiding, ducking, and dodging. Because like I said, dude looking for you. He's finding you, and that just shows, why it's difficult to go to them certain countries. Because of the exploitation. I think it's $5,000. They know that's a lot of money, even over here, which it is. But, they ain't tripping off of that because, like I say, the money is a lot of money in their currency. So I did the math. It's like, that's six figures. That's well under 6 figures. It's like 300-some thousand pesos in the Dominican Republic currency. You know what I'm saying? So that's a huge payout. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to ask you for this absorbent amount of money, even in comparison to for your country, the U.S. Could have gave him like $200 or $500, which would have been a lot of money in his currency. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, but him talking $500,000, yeah, man, he trying to sit up there, get that money, probably even go to the States. You know what I'm saying? And send money back, or maybe have his family over here or something. You know what I'm saying? And try to build up and talk, racist type of shit towards blacks, but who knows? But this happens when you out there getting exploited, by these different countries and stuff, and you just not knowing what you need to do out there. And Jay Rello, like I said, all he cares about is sex, and like I said, he's just a whoremonger. He's not caring about nothing else. He don't even care about probably even the trips, all like that as he claims. He just want to have a good time and sleep with women. That's all he cares about. You know what I'm saying? That's why he would risk it like this, because in his mind he already went to jail. But he playing a dangerous game because he don't want to go to jail in a foreign country. Which I think he knows that, but for him it's like whatever. But that's how he looking at it, and he rather just do that and get stuck out there, partly because he'll get the money, but two, he's in a foreign country. And like I said, there's just nothing out there in Gary, Indiana. There's just nothing out there in Gary, Indiana. You know what I'm saying? There's just nothing out there. Like I said, unemployment before, I said it again, say it now, it's 8.8% unemployment as of September. It's roughly the same now. Like, there's no improvement. Historically, it fell off at some point in the 70s, definitely in the 80s going forward, and it's just been a perpetual cycle. It's just not what it is, And this is just, like I say, for a lot of brothers, it's a cautionary tale about taking care of yourself, taking care of your life. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to be in a weird situation like this. Being an ex-con, living in a state or city that is that its heyday was 50 years ago. And there's just no opportunity, at all. And that's just kind of what it is, and you end up doing something stupid, you go to prison, you sit up there, luckily for him, for his sake, his state of Indiana, from what he was saying, you only do like half of the time that they initially give you. You know what I'm saying? So they give you like 10, you 5. Or like his case, he was supposed to do 14, but he did really 7. So you know what I'm saying? So things like that. I mean, he probably would have been better if he stayed in prison, because at least he would have forced him to try to be more mature. But you got to look at it like this too. Like, by the time he got out at 25, and you're looking at him now, 35, 36, what have you been doing this last, 10 to 11, years? What have you really been doing? And that says a lot about what's going on with him. He really hasn't done nothing. He's just been sleeping with girls, working a little bit, getting some money from, from family members or friends or whatever, doing it like that. And I think as he got older, and girls got more ridiculous, things started getting more expensive. Girls probably got more ridiculous. It got harder to sleep with some of these girls, and now, like I said, it came upon the idea of the passport bros and traveling, So for him, that's just a way to bypass. Because like I say, when you're on the grind and stuff like that, and you focus and you can't really, some can do it, but you can't really be on the women like you want to. You know what I'm saying? And for him, the longer you hold out on that, as far as the grind, the longer it will be anyway to really, not only have success, but get back to the women, that's your focus. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference with someone like, Jay Rello. He never had that focus, and he always had that bailout. That's why he's okay in his mind, being in these different countries, getting stuck potentially, but he's gonna run out of luck, on that, you know what I'm saying? So he can't be out there, trying to potentially go to jail in these other countries, as if that's okay, you know what I'm saying? Because you might get stuck to the point, you may not get back home, And this guy, other people pressing him, he's helping him press you. Shit, you might not even get, you might get pressed again about the situation and go to jail, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see on that. We'll definitely see on that, but he's definitely pressing his luck, and he just doesn't care. But like I say, this is a cautionary tale for a lot of brothers. I know it's hard right now, but it's just better if you just stay on the grind, stay on your business, like you're supposed to, and just take care of things. You know what I'm saying? I know it's hard, but you're not helping yourself being in a situation like him, like Jay Rello. I know it may look fun or whatever, but but you got to be cautious. You know what I'm saying? You got to be smart. You definitely got to learn, and you should definitely learn these different different languages, man. Like, you'll go further if you learn these languages. Like me, I'm trying to learn Arabic right now. Trying to learn how to write it and stuff like that. I'm gonna get I just ordered the books today for to learn how to write Arabic. And also the Fulani script as well, the Adlam script. So trying to learn that too, and but it's good. Oh, and also the full day language. But you'll go further if you learn these languages. As far as women, you'll get better quality women too. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, he's such a whoremonger. Being Jay Rello, he's such a whoremonger. That's all he cares about is the sex, and that's how with him trying to frequently have these trips as much as he's trying to have them, especially seeing how next year goes. You know what I'm saying? He just wants to get as much as he can, and he can't deal with the stress or whatever his situation is out there in Gary, Indiana. So, you know what I'm saying? And that's what that is for him right there. So, but yeah, that's just kind of what that is right there. So, but yeah, I would just say, just guys, I know it's hard, but it's best to stay on the grind and stay focusing. Like I said, take it one day at a time. Definitely learn these languages. Get somewhere, find a place you can go to, learn the language or a writing system. You know what I'm saying? Like, network that way, But like I said, you go into like let's be honest, like if you go into, there's better, the spots that he hits up in Dominican Republic, there's better spots to go to hit up a better quality of women, and you know what I'm saying, or even in Thailand, if you speak Thai, you know what I'm saying, you can move around better to different places, interact with people, you can come across some better ladies, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. But you're not doing yourself no favor, by sitting up there, knowing what he's doing. Because he's just wasting time, wasting money, and he's not really on his grind. Someone like K9, he's on his grind. And on top of that, he's burning his bridges with a lot of people, and, yeah, he's not the littlest like he thinks he is, he's just the littlest fool out there, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, he's really not helping himself. But yeah, we'll definitely see how things go with this trip, and we'll definitely see how things look for him next year. But he's definitely got to, turn around for himself, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to like the jobs thing, like I said, he hurt himself when he did that video thing, you know what I'm saying? He recorded the job and stuff, because like they said, I think it was even in that video or was the following live that he did after that. Like he said, he was saying what they said in the comments. Yeah, somebody sent it to his job, you know what I'm saying? To his former job, That's not going to help. And, that was actually a decent job, that he had, especially for like an ex-con, And, for him to be ex-con doing that type of thing, that just shows how mature he is and all that. So, but yeah, it's definitely something to think about, guys. And like I said, just be careful out there. Take your guys' time, and just stay on the grind and do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, you guys. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. I'm going to keep you posted on the Rello situation. I know NYC The Future posted some stuff. I'm going to try to talk about them too. And yeah, I'm going to catch you guys on the next one.